welcome to Decision Desk Extra. We are here to cover the election. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to cover the election. We don't care. No, we care, but we're not going to cover the election. I promise those that hate politics, we will not be covering the election.
Decision Cast Extra. I like it.
Decision Cast Extra. Decision Desk Extra is what I was trying to get out, but that's harder to say than I thought it was going to be. All right, we are talking about, of course, episode 9 of Andor called Nobody's Listening with an exclamation point.
You know, I feel like they didn't need the exclamation point.
They didn't.
No.
They didn't. Directed again by Toby Haynes, as everything in this arc was. Written by Bo Williman, as everything in this arc was. It's been good. This has been good. This has been really good. We've got some good people hanging out. Coach,
this felt
welcome,
like a
sir.
penultimate.
I love your state, Coach. It's the best state in the nation. So welcome, sir. Craig, I will formally say congratulations to your Houston Astros.
Oh, yeah. Congrats.
Yeah, so,
I'm sorry, I've got something in my throat.
And
get it out.
Brian, what's up, buddy? How's it going?
It's water.
This has been a weird week for me. I was supposed to be on my way to Universal Studios, but a hurricane decided to come into Florida.
Wow. At least one hurricane's going to show up in Florida this year.
You were not going to be here tonight? You were going to be in...
No, I was going to be here tonight, but first thing tomorrow morning, we were supposed to head to Universal. So this is...
Okay.
But that does mean I get to go see Black Panther with you guys. So I'm looking forward... Dr. Earl, sorry, not with you guys.
No,
with this
I did buy my tickets on Friday.
Yeah. Oh, I was worried. I was able to.
Weeks ago. Yeah.
I found a pretty good open seat, a single open seat on Thursday at 7. So on the IMAX. So I was pretty excited.
Yeah,
nice.
I think people are going to be. You know what? I'm gonna talk after the show.
I hear you.
I am seeing it in our brand new
Oh.
theater, not a new theater complex, but they're opening up a new theater, 4K laser projector, Dolby Atmos, heated seats.
Laser.
The Atmos.
Yeah.
The laser.
Nice.
It's that's just the local theater chain that's doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. They must have got an influx of money or something.
They're the only ones in town, so yeah. It's busy all the time.
Interesting.
It's crazy.
Interesting.
And they serve booze, so that's probably another influx of money.
There you go. We've got one theater here in town that does that. But it's like 15.
What? Which one?
Vestavia Hills.
Oh, that's true.
It's like $15 for a cocktail, and I'm like, no, that's all right.
Yeah,
it's
a little
we're not going to do that.
No.
Let's dive into this episode. A lot of crazy things happened.
Man, some hardcore good acting.
Yes,
this is my favorite episode of the series.
Yes,
it was good.
I think I would agree. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Because it jumped. It had a lot. It traveled quickly between some of the different scenes.
It very much felt like a penultimate episode leading up to an epic finale, even though we've technically got 3 more episodes.
Yeah.
The finale of the 3-episode arc.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And that's kind of the way they've been doing it, which is fine. I mean, it's no big deal. But man, the Empire, they are evil.
They are
ruthless. This reminded me of the Darth Vader scene in Rogue One, when he appeared and he was just destroying everybody. He's the Empire in this episode was pretty ruthless with the torture scenes.
Man, that first scene with
poor Bix,
Dedra
and Bix.
Bix.
That was rough, dude. And I'm glad. I was nervous that they were gonna let the audience hear the children screaming. And I'm glad they didn't go that far. Only Bix heard the children.
We just saw the reaction.
Yeah.
By the way,
yes,
I was right once again.
Mm-hmm.
Last week I said I think Bix is the one that owns that business, and it was confirmed in this episode.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, that's true. She does own the business, right?
Mm-hmm. Now, do you think, because they didn't really show us, if we're talking about the Bix scene specifically, do you think she gave them any information?
I mean, what information does she have to give?
She gave a little bit.
Do you think she gave a little bit of information? I don't know.
I mean, beyond...
Well, she doesn't know where Andor is, so she can't give that information.
He was back here a couple months ago, but I haven't seen him since.
Yeah.
Well, so I rewatched it tonight. The only thing they found out was that he had a beard before, and now he was clean shaven. So now they said he could have been, and they knew the what's the Aldani
they were
incident had clean shaven folks. So they're now thinking he was. Yeah, I know.
Can't really narrow it down, right?
It's a big
seems like a little bit of a leap
it's a big
to me.
stretch.
Yeah,
it's a big stretch.
That's a big stretch. Yeah,
but they're thinking there's a connection between the Ferrex incident and the Aldani incident. Is what they're. I mean, ISB, man.
They are on the exact right page. Obviously,
they're pulling the threads.
Yes, they're pulling the correct thread.
Yeah, they're pulling the correct thread.
And they're waiting to torture the old lady. They're holding off.
I hope we don't see. I don't want to see her get. I don't want to see Ma get tortured.
She's gonna die.
I don't know.
I think she's
gonna have a.
Oh, this is true. Coach is reminding me that she did say everything that she knew about Luthen, but which is not.
But it's
much,
not much. No, she.
Yeah, again,
she doesn't know who he is.
Yeah.
But 6 meetings.
She said the number of meetings.
6 face to face.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess they would have footage.
Brian, they have footage from Aldani. So yeah, I mean,
they saw the clean-shaven people.
They saw the clean-shaven people. Yeah,
the clean-shaven 6.
I mean, that was just a small portion of the episode. Most of the episode took place back on the prison, which we
the best parts of the episode.
The best parts of the episode took place back on the prison.
That prison. Woo.
Well, we found out some interesting information, which I guess. Well, I don't want to jump to that just yet. I mean, we've still got Andor plotting and scheming.
He's opening up to the group more though about his plotting and scheming.
Right. Yeah.
Like we talked about.
Yeah, exactly. And even so much so that he's telling Andy Serkis's character. What's Andy Serkis's character's name?
Something Loy.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Kino Loy.
Kino.
Oh, that's right. Kino. Yeah, duh. Yeah. Kino
Loy. I'm surprised he's like talking to him about it because
I know.
Well, I mean, and he wasn't really having it much of it at first.
Oh, that's right. He's like turning over, putting his tray in the.
I mean, he's not interested. Thanks, Fett. Sorry, I don't know. My brain's fried right now, but
he's only got a few more days, or what, 120 days or something. Was that his?
Kino does
220?
Right? Yeah. I mean.
And the old dude, man, he had like what 42 days
or Olaf or whatever.
Olaf.
Yeah, that poor guy. Yeah, the doctor had no interest in saving him. Isn't that against the Hippocratic
Whoa, we jumped to the end.
I know he tried to do that with the information we learned too.
Sorry. My bad. I'm jumping all over the place tonight.
I was going to say, did he really have 20 days left, or did he have like the eternity left? But we'll save that.
Well, that's an interesting question. I think that the PORD or whatever, the PORD or whatever they were calling it, is why they've changed that policy of actually not letting people leave. I mean, they kind of alluded to that.
Oh, the new rules.
That things have changed, and I think that the only reason that they could get the prisoners to work is for that hope of actually getting to leave. So they probably did let some people leave. And then the PORD thing happened, and they're like making them stay, move to a different.
What happened to the folks on level 2?
Well, we see Kino becomes Snoke. No, I don't.
Well,
think
he might be on the way if he gets the cut in the face.
Well,
Vader.
But he's got to run into the Emperor first.
There's a lot that would have to happen.
That idea.
Yeah, exactly.
So we get a little intrigue with Mon Mothma.
Mon Mothma, yeah.
Mon Mothma. And we find out that who do we find out is her cousin,
Vel,
right?
Cousin
Vel.
Yeah.
When that first came up, I wrote in my notes, I'm like, well, there's no way she's actually her cousin. And then like 2 seconds later, I was like, oh, wait, no, holy crap, she actually is her cousin. That's crazy. That's quite the little twist. Didn't see it coming.
I liked that, though. I liked that twist. I thought that was, I liked that she was related to someone.
There was something, what was it, 3 episodes ago they said, or 2 episodes ago they said she was rich or something. And I thought, is she going to be Mon Mothma's daughter? But then I like the cousin twist.
I like the cousin twist.
Well, why does everyone have to be related in Star Wars, Mikey?
Oh, well, I like that, though. I think it works. Yeah, no, I know.
I can only understand it that way.
Yeah.
But before that, though, we have a scene in her at the Senate.
Yes.
And
They're not.
I like
listening.
how the people are like turning off.
They're turning their lights off. They're not. They're
out.
nobody's really listening to her. But
a vote of no confidence.
She's still like basically playing the part that she wants them to believe, which is just an annoyance. Like she's, made it out before.
Chancellor Valorum, we give you a vote. Oh, sorry.
Vote of no confidence. Yeah. So yeah, she's still doing the thing. She's still playing the game. I mean, she wants everybody in the Senate to think she's just this annoying, I guess, separatist, right? I mean,
well, just kind of a do-gooder that's kind of
trying to shut up charities and stuff all the time. I'm
just here to raise money for charity, and they're like, yeah, okay, click.
And she's reaching out against government overreach constantly.
Yes.
It seems like, and
imperial overreach.
Yes, imperial overreach. It's I like this political intrigue stuff a lot, and like
it's good
when they even going back to last episode, the stuff with Saw. I liked him breaking down all of the different factions and get to see more of it with the very disinterested Senate that Mon Mothma's talking to.
Oh yeah, Brian, that's a good point. And that's another thing we don't talk about enough is just some of the shot composition is really cool looking. Like just the choices that they're making, like where they like Brian's saying, they frame them away from everything else. Yeah, it's really good direction. It's show's just so well done.
Although, wait, the shot at what table are we talking about?
You're talking about the family?
Yeah, the family, and they just sort of panned and did a frame away to Vel and Mon
behind her head and Vel. Okay.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah. That scene, the only problem I have with that scene is like they just want me to hate the family so bad that I almost want to push back against it. Like they make them the worst people in the world, and I'm just like, okay.
Oh, I think the daughter's gonna.
There's no nuance to any of this.
Yeah,
it's just like, nope, these people are awful.
Well, what's interesting is, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm usually fine with no nuance in Star Wars, but a show like this that is a very modern
not the show. Yeah.
Right? Yes, it does kind of throw you off where you're like you look at a show like Succession, which is like you don't know who you actually are supposed to be rooting for. You don't know who's good.
They're all scumbags.
Well, House of the Dragon too, right?
Yeah,
they're all scumbags.
And like that's kind of how like most shows are on TV nowadays, and like usually Star Wars isn't that way. And so for this show to be set up and the production quality and like it kind of to play out all of those shows, but for it to still not have to have like a pretty clear good and evil is quite interesting.
Yeah, I very much agree.
Yeah, but they were definitely making the evil more evil.
Oh
yes, they're making with their. Well, it's interesting because they kind of held back on that a little bit. I mean, and then all of a sudden in this episode, they were like, okay, we are going to show the audience that they do not need to be rooting for Cyril or anybody in the Empire. I mean,
the only person I'm rooting for right now is Cyril. I mean, come
on. Cyril with his mother. Yeah, Cyril with his mother.
Together with Deidre and have lived their fan fiction.
I'm telling you,
life together,
what have I said since the beginning?
I mean,
I felt tension on that arm pull.
Oh man, she smirked.
She is intense, dude.
She liked it. She smirked a little bit. I'm telling you. There's going to be a romance.
She had just the smallest little smile.
The lip curled just a little bit.
Just before she called security on him.
This isn't 1950. This isn't McClintock. She did not like this.
No, I don't know, dude. I'm telling you, there's something there. There's something there. I promise.
Well, she might use him because he's going to be the little sneaky dude.
That could be.
Who can go find her information, and she'll be like, okay. I'll tolerate you because he's so eager to get in her good graces,
Oh yeah,
and I think just because she sees her as the same kind of like level of his form of justice or good or whatever it is, order.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah. He likes the fact that she is as regimented as he is with his thought process on, or his ideology, I guess, just like wanting to find Cassian and take him down completely.
So his mother, gosh, who's Uncle Harlow too? I would love for Uncle Harlow to be this great cameo.
I'm just about done with Uncle Harlow and Cyril and
Uncle Harlow.
I'm ready for their for Deirdre to just blow up their apartment.
No, she's smitten. I'm telling you, she's smitten. She is.
Man, she's no way.
I'm sticking to that. I'm totally sticking to that. That she's smitten and doesn't know what to do with her feelings.
And I love that her little underling is always and here's the facts that the little guy.
Yeah, this is totally my ship.
This is your slightly more intelligent flashback moment.
Right. Yeah.
At least there's nothing telling you that it isn't happening yet, I guess.
What would we call their ship name would be Dedril? No, that's Seirdra. I like that. Yeah.
Seirdra. That's good.
Seidra's better. That's
happening. It's happening.
That's my
ship.
Right.
We got the name. I'm in.
There we go.
It's going to really blossom in season 2.
Yes, exactly.
And then they'll have a spinoff show.
You're going to wish cast this into existence.
Yes.
Please don't.
Oh man, Brian's already writing some fanfic over here.
Oh wow!
He's smoking a death stick after hearing Cyril.
I'm sure he went on one of those sites that exists. It probably already exists.
She should just go home and rethink her life.
Yeah.
Tumblr's where you go to find all that shipping stuff.
Archive of Our Own, all those kinds of Wattpad. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know.
Is this the episode where the guy was like, "We're gonna hang"? Can I hang him or whatever? He was so excited.
Oh, the doctor, the torture guy.
Oh, the doctor guy was also creepy. No, this was another guy that just was
Yeah, it was like the Imperial that took over the hotel was like, "Can I hang the other guy that worked at the shop?"
Guy that they
That's
caught.
right. That's right.
They were just so creepy about that.
And
the doctor, hey man, I was all with. I mean, I understand you gotta test your experiments.
He was more Dr. Evison than whatever his name was. He was
Dr. I just watched.
He was evil. He's an evil guy though.
We caught the screams, and I think we've got it fine tuned. We're just going to test this on. He's just clinical.
He's soft-spoken.
I know.
Attendant Hirt? Could that be it? Attendant Hirt? No, Dr. Raziv.
Dr. Raziv, yeah.
There we go.
That didn't sound right. I thought she said
Dr. Raziv. Yeah. He was one bad guy. But
dude. So where are we now? So was there Are we to the prison now or
go for it. Yeah. Go.
No, I mean I don't know.
I'm sorry. I looked up this Dr. Aziv guy. Do you know who he played in another franchise?
Who's that?
He was James Potter in Harry Potter.
Oh, he was Potter's dad, huh? Okay,
yeah.
Interesting.
James was a jerk. He bullied Snape.
That's right. That's so funny.
Is that the right doctor though?
Yeah, I mean that's the only doctor in the episode.
Unless
we've had
it's the doctor from the prison.
Oh, that's the doctor from the prison.
I bet it is. Yeah. So I bet it's okay. So it's either Supervisor Lonnie Jung, maybe, or Supervisor Legret.
Oh, okay.
Maybe one of those guys, or Attendant Hirt.
It doesn't matter.
Those are the only names that I think it could be.
Yeah.
Well.
So
let's talk about something. Let's talk about it.
Back to the prison. Then I mean, we've got Olaf just like suffering big time at this point. I mean, he just can barely get through a session of building.
Dude,
whatever.
That dude.
It almost seemed like he was starting to suffer from memory issues.
Yeah,
at first,
I think so. Well, it's like he almost had. It's like he had a stroke, basically. I mean, I think
it was that. I mean, they say he has a stroke later, but I didn't know if that had already happened by that point. If maybe there was just old age happening at first as well.
Well, yeah, I think so. I mean, he just was not in a good place.
No,
he was not making it, which begs the question, like, how like trustworthy should these guys be about the food that they're being given? I mean, I don't know.
What other choice do they have?
That's true. They need the workers, but they can always be replaced. I don't know.
Well, I mean, what other choice do the workers have besides eat it or
right? No, you're right.
Away?
Totally. Yeah. I mean, but I wonder if there could be something in that food that I don't know. Slowly
that dude looked really old, though. I think it was just.
He did, man.
Yeah.
He did look really old. He looked really rough.
He was struggling. I was like, man, what did he do?
Brian would like to know how accurate the portrayal of the stroke was, or whatever this guy's illness was. Dr. Earl.
Well, I mean, he was obviously, he looked pretty rough. I mean, it was obviously a bleeding stroke because he just went down.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Okay.
And then,
I know.
And the Narkina 5 doctor always has medicine ready to euthanize somebody.
Yeah, I was about to say to kill him.
Homeboy must live in Washington.
Washington State.
Dr. Kevorkian, little Dr. Kevorkian appearance there.
Kevorkian action there.
Yeah, and he had no problem just like, look, this guy is not going to make it. It's better if I just put him down. He knew the story,
man. He said, look, we're just going to recycle. We're just going to keep recycling through these levels, and they'll kill us.
That was a pretty big revelation, but not surprising.
No.
I mean, that they basically moved a guy from level 4 to level 2, and I guess the guy just went nuts when he found out he wasn't actually leaving.
Well, he was supposed to leave.
Yeah.
And then he got moved to a different floor.
And then he told everybody, hey, I was supposed to be out of here.
So they just killed everyone.
Yeah.
And so they didn't want that spreading around.
Oh my gosh. They just killed all of them.
So, yeah. That's
brutal, man. That is brutal.
So what was Andor doing that one time when he said, I'm going to go for a walk? Because I just watched this again. And I was like, what is he doing? And he pulls a panel off and he's cutting on something and then he puts it right back. I was like, what is he? I wonder what he was thinking about.
That's the Shawshank moment. He's just trying to carve his way out. Well, didn't he say he was trying to get to...
I don't know.
Is there like a power supply in there maybe?
He was cutting a pipe or something.
Yeah.
Like
I think he was trying to get to the Jeffries tube. Oh, wait, that's the wrong franchise. Sorry.
Oh, he just wanted the flavor tube.
No, the Jeffries tube. That's a Star Trek reference.
Oh,
that's that one. No, sorry about that Star Trek reference. How dare I?
Went right over
get your bathroom breaks. I'm taking my run. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the walkway, the catwalk, they were saying is not electrified because the guy was wearing normal boots.
Anything that moves, they don't think is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're that's going to play into next week, I think, when they make their move.
And man, he wanted to go right then and there. He was like, "Come on, let's rush him right here." And everybody was like,
"I thought that at first too." I think he was giving the example of like, when we do it, it will be right now.
Yeah.
Okay, when we do it. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Oh no, they're planning.
I was like, holy crap, they're doing it right now. I thought this was going to happen in episode 3, and then I was like, oh,
this is only penultimate.
He's giving the example of
I need the ultimate
when he would go.
And now Kino Loy is on board. He's ready.
Well, it took him finding out that they weren't actually getting out ever.
Yeah.
I mean, for him to get on board.
So he thought, just keep your head down and you'll get out eventually.
But also, an interesting revelation earlier in the episode was that the Empire's not really listening to any of the prisoners talk. I mean,
that makes sense to me, though. I mean, like, in real life, I mean, they don't have mics everywhere in a prison.
Well, yeah, but you would think that, I don't know. I mean, they would want to know if
they're not even listening.
They're not even listening. Yeah.
They only electrify this for 2 times a day.
Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense too, because one, that's a lot of resources that you have to admit to listening to your prisoners who, as long as they're prisoners, aren't going to be problems. Yeah. And you think that it kind of goes to that thing that Cassian's talking about, is they're so arrogant that they think that they have them under such fear that they would never try something.
You have to create this culture of fear, and once you do that, you feel like you've got everyone in check and you don't have to do anything else. They're just going to fall in line.
And it seems like there's more power and more people than are actually there when he finds out it's just 12.
Yeah.
No more than 12 on a floor.
12 per floor. No more than 12 per floor.
Which is crazy because
they can get overrun pretty easily.
They control them with that electric
with the shock. Yeah,
they're barefoot.
It's the isolation thing too, right? Like when they escape, like they're gonna have to commandeer a ship. There's so many steps that it's gonna have to go in.
How do you get off that floating raft? Yeah.
Right. And how do you communicate to all the floors at the same time that you're gonna do this?
The sign language,
you know. I know. That's gonna be a part of it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, just interesting. You got to.
Did y'all see
sign language I would use?
Did y'all see where somebody found like the boots that they're using for costuming, and so the site got like shut down because so many people were going on and buying it? Like,
really,
they sold out
rubber boots.
They sold out of all the boots and everything.
Oh,
and it was was crazy. Star Wars.
Was
fans
it like
for you.
ski boots or?
No, they looked like just. I would call them fashionable snowshoes.
Uggs or something.
Like no, they're made out of a hard plastic. It looked like, but they.
Disney ought to have a prison.
Fashion forward.
They ought to set up a prison world.
They do. It's called the Galactic Star Cruiser.
That's right. That only 25% capacity right now.
That's
like
awesome.
they can't get anybody to come because it's ridiculously expensive. Yeah. So they're having to cut people's hours and change a lot of the stuff that they were doing on that because nobody will go.
Wow.
But
unsurprising.
Yeah. Wow.
I think we all saw that coming a long time ago when they announced those prices. I mean, that's ridiculous. Let's see. What did Brian say here? Juxtaposed with the Empire listening to all transmissions and how they caught Bix on the fractal wireless.
Yeah, they picked up her signal.
This is clearly an allegory to the NSA.
Yes.
Well, and it's
Animal Farm.
If you look at who caught Bix, it was the ISB. The ISB is very concerned about what happens. They're like the spy organization, whereas like the rest of the Empire, like the thought doesn't really cross, in my opinion, the thought probably doesn't cross like most general stormtrooper officers that there's going to be a traitor in their ranks. You know what I mean? They kind of leave that up to the ISB. They're like, we're just going to follow orders. We're just going to go mow down a bunch of sand people.
I don't know. This is a good question, Coach. How detailed or involved do we think a Palpatine is in setting up the prison?
A Palatine?
Well, I know what he meant. The new torture, all aspects of the ISB oppression. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that he's very involved. I think Yularen maybe is probably the guy that dictates how they do things a little bit.
Yeah, super distance from.
Like he's more concerned. He's got some more galactic concerns. And is probably not worried about all this little stuff going on. But
that's a good question, though. I mean,
Coach. Look, and I didn't mean to like necessarily disparage it because I've heard it's very fun.
Coach, listen, Coach.
But the price, I mean,
calm down, Coach. We love it. We love it.
Yeah. I mean, you just can't expect to have it full capacity at that price point. They'll have to make some changes.
It is good to know it was a blast. I just.
Garrison's getting some yelled at. Garrison's getting some
wait, we got
Georgia
a
election news. News break. Wait, hang on. Hang on. Scoop.
It's coming in from Deucecast Extra.
Dad was just calling my name, and then I was like, "I'm on the extra." What
Garrison?
Get down here!
No, your dad's staying up late tonight.
My slippers.
Get my slippers. No, he's
Herschel Walker just pulled ahead.
It's close. It's close, guys.
He is a faster.
We don't need to get into that.
Okay, let's not get into all that. Sorry. I promised we weren't going to do that.
I feel like there's some scene we're missing. We're forgetting about. Was there anything?
Not really.
Did we get all the way to the end?
We kind of talked about the scene where Cassian was like yelling at Smeagol about tell me what you know stuff. I forgot his name.
Tell me why were you listening?
Kino Loy.
Yeah, and I think like Cassian's just kind of surprised that he wasn't on board from the very beginning. Like, why wouldn't a guy? But like, he's only got 120 days left, and at that point in his mind, he's getting out. I mean, he doesn't find out till later in the episode that no one's getting out, and so that's going to definitely accelerate plans at that point.
But there are guys like that in the prison system, right? That are like, I'm gonna be sort of a leader, and I get a higher sort of role.
Yeah,
and I get time off for good behavior.
You get library access.
You get library.
That's right. You get library access.
Yeah. You get to go with a file in it.
Yeah, you get to go wash clothes.
Maybe if you're like in the Blake Shelton song "Old Red," you get to take the dog out for the walks.
That's right. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any way that they can do anything like that. That's what's interesting to me. It doesn't appear like there's any small incentives. You know, a lot of times in prison, other than like here's the
you get flavor.
You get food that tastes well,
and there's a disincentive. You get shocked to Kingdom Come.
How will they get?
And the last group gets shocked.
How
will they get out of the prison? Ooh, off the planet.
So they've got to turn that grid off. They've got to like turn the power off to make that shock system.
So maybe that's what Andor's cutting.
Maybe
is power cable. Like maybe it's a
I did wonder what that was. Yeah.
So they've got to do that. They've got to obviously do that, or they get the boots, or they beat the crap out of some guards and get the boots.
Yeah, but how many boots are there to shock devices? So I feel like that's a bad idea.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
they've got those handheld like shockers.
It's like, see, I didn't know. So you guys think that like Andor's goal here is to get everyone out of the prison?
I don't know.
I thought he was just trying to get his
I think he's
out.
just trying to get like
his guys.
I think he wants to get out, and so he knows that the only way that he can get out is if he gets his whole little.
He builds a team
to get out. Too.
Yeah,
build a team.
Yeah, just like he had on Aldani.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Scarif.
And Scarif. Yeah, exactly.
In the future. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. In the future.
And then this past. What is this? Isn't this in the past, Michael?
Violent
flashback.
No, that was Garrison.
Yeah.
Violent convicts with pain sticks.
Look, I don't know.
I don't know what
the tone was so different. The tone was so different.
I'm not sure. I mean, I think it's more going to be based on them like getting the power grid turned off somehow, and then they'll just find a ship. I mean, once it's like basically an EMP almost. Get that.
And then is it Melchi or Melky?
Yes, Melchi.
They'll obviously both make it off.
Yeah. Yes, I think most of that team will die. I think Melchi will get off. Obviously.
What do we think about Kino? You think he'll make it?
Kino's dead. Kino's good. Well, Kino's going to be a hero.
He's going to sacrifice himself.
There'll be a hero moment for Kino.
Yes,
he'll sacrifice himself in a situation so Andor and maybe a couple of others on the team.
But then they're on a water planet.
They got to get a ship.
Yeah,
I mean, they'll.
It is interesting. I mean, even if you just remember back to 2 episodes ago, how they dropped them off on the planet. They dropped them off into that door, and there was no like walkway out of that door. So
no. But I think these 12 guards are really big, power dudes as long as they feel like they have control. But once they get captured, they're going to turn. They're going to be able. They're going to want to preserve their life, and they'll help them somehow. Okay, I mean, we'll call in the ship.
I guess the unknown, as far as Andor is concerned, is how every other prisoner is going to react when they see him trying to enact his plan or whatever.
Especially because it's not like he's in a prison full of like necessarily a bunch of violent criminals. I mean, he got thrown in prison for.
Yeah,
kind of talking back to a stormtrooper and
a violation. These are just like
running and looking guilty.
Yeah,
these are like misdemeanors type.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, it wasn't even like a serious
Some pot
crime.
dealers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, bunch of pot dealers.
Your dragon chomping something. Another.
What would be great is if somehow the ISB figures out that Cassian is this.
Ooh, they start converging.
I think that's what's going to happen.
And they show up looking for him, and he's in the middle of escaping.
He steals a ship because of that.
And he beats the crap out of Cyril and Trent's. Or I guess Cyril's not going to be there, but Dedra. Although I don't know, Cyril's trying to weasel his way onto her team. I think.
Yes, I think obviously there's much more to come from Cyril. I think it's going to be.
Oh yeah.
I still think that he is going to be the one to kind of finger Andor.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Garrison. Not like that.
I figure that
I just watched The Untouchables.
In episode 12, there's going to be a wedding. Dedra and Cyril are going to do that.
No, Michael.
Michael thinks he's going to finger someone else.
It's going to be a nice wedding.
What is going on?
That's probably what's going to happen.
Brian.
Brian. I think that they're going to figure out he's on this prison.
Well, why don't they show that video to Bix? But Bix isn't going to turn Andor in, right?
No, Bix is. Well, her brain's fried at this point. I don't know, like how much more we're going to get to see from her. I mean, her brain is, I don't know, scrambled eggs at this point. I mean, she's not in the best of places. It's almost like Borgullet came after her, basically.
Yes.
Children screaming. Good grief. I'm just glad we didn't have to hear it.
There's something wrong with me because when we didn't hear it, I was like, I wonder what they would have done.
I wanted to hear it. I want to hear what sound is torturing her. It's not cool that we don't get to hear that.
Kinda. Well, just because there's always good sounds in Star Wars. I was like, this is going to be a cool sound. You know
I wonder what the closed or not the closed captioning. What's the other one called?
Audio description.
I wonder what the audio description says during that part.
Children screaming.
Interesting. I need
that
to go look that up to know what the Bix hears the cries of children in your ears. Imagine sounds of screaming children as Bix's brain gets fried. I used to love listening to the audio description when Mando was out originally. Like there was some funny stuff that
you did that during season 2 a lot.
Yeah, man, I would. It's crazy how I just don't really rewatch any of these shows anymore. Like,
well, there's not enough
Mando,
time. There's stuff.
Too many things.
Mando would come out. I'd watch it at 2 a.m, and then I'd watch it with subtitles, and then I'd watch it with the audio description.
Yeah, I did the same thing too. I did it all.
There's too much out, but also there's and this episode was a step up for me personally. But there's not anything out that I'm personally like, yes, I want to rewatch that.
Right
like
now,
I did with
there's
Mando,
not. Right,
like with what I did with Mando season 2. So
yeah. I mean, there's so much other stuff. It's hard to like take the time to rewatch. I mean, I usually try and rewatch this a second time with subtitles or whatever, but I've been actually doing that the first time through because it's there's so much dialogue that you don't want to miss.
There's a lot of British, and there's a lot. Now there's something. Oh, I know what it is. There's
Coach. I missed this, Coach. That's right. The wedding, they will dance to the sound of alien kids screaming.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, people complaining that there's no aliens. There's alien kids screaming. There's aliens.
We don't even get to hear.
We don't even get to hear. Yeah,
was it
just
this
the
episode?
original trilogy.
Let down.
Was there something? Was it last episode or this episode about the pilot? They called a pilot.
That was
pilot. Was that last episode? Did I just watch that?
What pilot?
The rebel pilot that they caught and they used.
Caught a rebel pilot.
That was this episode. That was this episode.
And they said a name of somebody. I mean, I just watched it.
So the name was when Luthen went to talk to Saw to try to get Saw to help this other guy attack this planet. That's the guy that they said. And it was a pilot for him, and they're going to attack this planet, and they're setting it up to.
Yeah, so that'll probably be the next arc.
Yeah,
probably.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen in the last.
It'll only be 2 episodes. So.
All will be revealed tomorrow.
The wedding. Well, we'll have the
weddings in episode 12.
The
engagement,
because that wedding is going to take a whole episode.
Picking the flowers, picking the cake together. It'll be the whole arc.
And then Grief Karga shows up out of the blue.
Grief Karga.
Grief Karga speaks to Keith Girgo.
Ooh, wow! That man, and I will be really confused.
Say that 2 times,
and then Kino comes in. No,
Kino Loy.
Kino Loy's dead. He's not making it out of the next episode.
Yeah, he probably makes a sacrifice.
I like who said it, Brian or Coach, that we're going to see him turn into
Snoke.
Snoke, yeah, I like
Olaf.
No,
yeah, he looks more Snoke-like than Kino does.
Olaf, I thought.
Yeah,
Olaf, whatever.
Olaf is going to become the
Olaf.
Yeah, this whole series is a Snoke flashback. Coach said.
Yeah, it's a whole flashback. Exactly.
That's true. She-Hulk had a wedding. Yeah.
Yep.
She-Hulk also didn't have an overarching plot.
How dare you, sir?
Harrison.
And then at the end, even admitted that. So
then even admitted that. Yeah, that was.
Oh, these incels.
That was something else.
Oh, the pitch meeting episode for that is great. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Gosh,
it was so awesome. I love that so much.
He handled that
incels
really well.
Or Cyril?
Cyril.
Yourselves.
Cyril. What did you say? Sidril?
Sidril. Sirdra.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh yeah, Snoke is going to broadcast.
Do we still think Vel is trying to kill Andor still?
I don't know. I think that she's moved on beyond that.
Wasn't she supposed to take him out at some point?
No, I mean because now Mons sent her back to Chandrilla and told her to lay low and play the part.
Just be a rich kid for a while, don't?
Yeah, that's basically what she said.
What's Vel's girlfriend's name?
Cinta.
I think that's Cinta's job now.
Yeah,
because she's staying at that. She's in
Ferrix, right?
She stayed on Ferrix. Yeah, Dank Ferrix.
She says, "I got a job to do." Dang Ferrex. Maybe this is where it came from.
I don't know.
Different spelling.
Different, yeah. It's a little bit different spelling.
Okay, all right.
No, yeah. I mean, that's interesting that Vel was sort of just like unceremoniously sent back to Chandrilla. She's like, just go lay low, because we did find out that she couldn't get her money. She couldn't get access to her funds. That she
we forgot about that part.
Yes, that's right.
We forgot about that's the thing I'm forgetting.
High school boyfriend
and the
banker.
Yes.
Could not get access to those funds. Like
she's going to have to use a shady dude from Chandrilla that we've never heard of.
There's that'll be kind of cool.
Uncle Harlow. No, it's not Uncle Harlow.
It might be
Tony Soprano.
They said his name, but he's basically a space gangster. So
gangster. Yeah, exactly.
You have to make some strange bedfellows.
Oh, so maybe that's what she's sending Vel back to Chandrilla for, to handle all that. Like to
I know. I think it's because what we didn't realize is that
she's
Vel
trying to protect
is somewhat of a public figure as well.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
if she just disappears off the face of the earth, and Mon's doing all this stuff too, outwardly, that's being a thorn in the side, they're going to be like, well, where'd your cousin go, who's also a prominent Chandrillan?
She's like a Paris Hilton.
She said, go pretend to be rich again and live in the open so people aren't suspicious of you.
Yeah.
Except for those weeks you were just you disappeared, and also rebel activity happened during those weeks.
Exactly. Nobody's going to put that together.
It can't be her.
It's not going to be her.
Navy SEAL and the.
They were clean shaven. She's a girl. Girls can't shave.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if she acts like Paris Hilton, then it might throw them off the train.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
She's got to play the game better.
Yeah.
Well, it was a good episode.
I guess that's it.
I'm ready for this arc's finale. I think it will be intense. I think the intensity level is going to be very high. We're going to see lots of people die. There's not everyone's going to make it out alive. It's going to be
Luckily,
be vicious.
We're not really connected to any character except for Cassian, and Cassian's not going to die. So,
dude,
well, I'm
speak for
connected
yourself,
to his
Melchi.
Team.
I'm very connected to Melchi.
We also know Melchi is not going to die.
That's
true.
Yeah, I guess. So how many are on that team? There's like 6 total. So
on their specific team, but there's like 5 tables. There's probably like
25,
30 of them.
Yeah. But
one of the things I loved about watching it again is I noticed the guys in the background were doing the like there's a scene where you can see dudes in the background doing that activity, and they've got the pattern down. I was like, man. That's attention to detail, my friends.
It is. No, I mean, look, Tony Gilroy, he's the savior of Star Wars. I mean,
you're going to get in trouble for that.
The problem is, I can't tell when Mikey's being sarcastic by saying that or real by saying, because sometimes he is being sarcastic when he says it. Sometimes he's being legit.
Michael speaketh truth.
I don't know.
I mean, when we
with forked tongue.
Look, not that long ago when we talk about Rogue One, Mikey'd be like, "Yeah, he supposedly saved."
Oh, dude. Look, I like. In all honesty, Tony Gilroy's like a super smug dude.
Yes.
Not a huge fan of him.
Yes.
But he can make a good television show.
I almost feel like other people are doing the story. Like I know he's got sort of the big arc, but I feel like
I mean, he gets the
Toby Haynes and some of these other people are writing, or
his brother Dan.
I think that isn't there a third Gilroy involved also? I think
there is a third Gilroy. I don't know if he's involved.
I thought I saw his name.
The 3 of them, I think, did Nightcrawler, or at least commentary.
No, Henry Gilroy is somebody else. Henry Gilroy is a producer that did like a bunch of Clone Wars and Rebels stuff, but not related. Right?
That's not there was a third. There was a third Gilroy also on this show that is related to Tony and Dan. But
the other brother is John. He's the twin of Dan.
Oh, he's the twin.
And he did co-producing and editing. He did editing. That's what he
did. For this series, right?
Yeah. Well, at least 3 episodes. No, co-edited with Tim Porter. So I guess for the series. Yeah.
For the series.
And co-producer. It says on Wikipedia at least.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, he produces like everything his brothers do, and edits for some of them.
I would like my brother to be a director/writer/editor, so I could just throw my name on stuff.
Just throw your name on stuff. Yeah.
Dan and John did Nightcrawler, and I don't think No,
Tony was not involved.
Tony produced it, but he didn't do anything.
Oh, interesting. I need to watch Nightcrawler.
That's a great movie.
Yeah,
it is
Nightcrawler,
very good. It's a great performance.
That was so good. Gyllenhaal got robbed at the Oscars. Didn't even get nominated.
Here's the prediction: Kino Loy
dead.
Well, yes, but Vader's going to show up.
No,
Vader's
not.
No, he's going to slice.
You can't pull that on us twice.
Kino Loy's face is going to be sliced, and then they're going to say, "Bring that body. We will make him Snoke."
No,
and then Snoke will be.
No, Snoke was just created. He's a test tube baby. He was just created in a test tube. He's a strand cast. He's not even
my fanfic.
Snoke is. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I just remembered next week. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Oh,
we're supposed to kind of do a roundtable on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yellowstone
and
Andor.
Ooh, next week's gonna be like a 3-hour marathon. Yikes!
Get your Red Bull ready, people.
Yeah, that's right. Get your Red Bull ready. That's gonna be a long show.
We'll just do 5 minutes on each.
5 minutes on each. 5 minutes on Black Panther.
Well, you've already seen the Yellowstone pilot. I mean, come on, guys.
I have already seen the Yellowstone pilot. So
I don't think Dr. Earl has.
Dr. Earl has not.
No.
I'm
barely like interested in it this year. I don't know.
What?
Whoa.
Dr. Earl.
This is a turn.
What are we doing?
I found it a little soap opera last.
Oh,
it did get there, and
it's a man opera.
Yeah. I will be honest and say I am much more excited for 1923 than I am this new season of Yellowstone.
Okay, I'll go with that.
That's fair. Yeah.
But that doesn't start till the beginning of the year. Is that right?
No, December.
The end of the year.
End of the year.
So
we're gonna have like 15 shows that we're doing at the same time.
I'm not sure.
Mando in February.
Okay. Bad Batch in
January.
No, we don't. Bad Batch.
Oh, did it get pushed back from January? Is it March now?
No,
I think it's January.
Yeah, January. I think it's January. What do you mean we're not Dude, we're doing all the Star Wars.
All right.
We're even going to talk about the short, the little Yoda Grogu comes out.
When's that supposed to come out?
Like next week.
Another short?
Yeah, like the 20.
Yeah,
another Grogu thing.
Disney Plus Italy, their page leaked a thing
Dude,
about a short.
And we got the Christmas special.
And the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. The Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm very excited.
And then we got Acolyte.
Introducing Kevin Bacon.
When is Acolyte coming out though?
That's not till Acolyte's long
probably
time.
not until 23 because they're barely
started filming. Yeah,
they're shooting right now.
January 4th.
Now we do have Skeleton Crew. That has not been announced.
Skeleton Crew's been shot too.
Yeah, it's done. It's in the can. They're just doing post-production right now.
What is
that's one of those shows that I got way more excited for.
Jude Law and a bunch of kids.
John Watts directing Jude Law and a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
Like when they first rolled it out, and I think it's going to be taking place during the same time as Mandalorian, because I think Favreau and Filoni are also involved in it.
They are involved, yes, because they asked John Watts on the set of Spider-Man, what's his name, got him involved. So Favreau,
I like it.
Yeah,
but it'll be another show shot on the volume, so you kind of have that expectation going in of what it.
That can be good, Mikey. It can be good.
It can be if the right,
especially if you've got Greg Fraser.
But we don't know if he's in. We don't know.
Well, he's doing Mando, so
yeah, we don't know if he's involved in Skeleton Crew. But
he's
maybe one of his people.
He didn't do Boba Fett, so
no. Acolyte is not wrapped. No. Acolyte just started filming. I think.
Carrie Moss is in it. That's correct.
You think they wrapped on Acolyte? I thought they just showed a.
I don't think they wrapped.
Yeah, I think they just started, didn't they?
Yeah,
I feel like they just announced
started recently.
Cast.
Yeah, I think they just announced the cast, which I mean technically doesn't mean that they couldn't have wrapped it already, but I'd be kind of surprised. But yeah, that was
Brian may know. He may know.
That was he's
No,
he's mistaken. Okay.
I think they just started. Honestly.
I think they just started filming it. All right, guys, let's go see who wins in Georgia, and stay up till midnight to figure that out. It's close, I'm sure. I'm sure it's close.
So this is basically our last night where we'll just have one property.
This is the first time
this is
it. We've only had one, right?
This is this is the only time. Yeah,
next
we
week
did Tales of the Jedi.
3.
We got Black Panther. We got an episode 10 of Andor and episode 1, which is a 2-hour premiere of Yellowstone. I mean, when I say 2 hours, it's like an hour. What is that? Like an hour and 40, I guess, with commercials.
Oh yeah.
Tennessee Walker is up 30,000 votes.
That's not enough.
That's runoff. 72% reported.
We don't need.
Okay, Garrison's uninterested.
I'm just giving facts. Michael is making opinions on the facts.
Roth is the decision desk.
Yes, I just report facts.
Garrison doesn't want to discuss this till we're off air.
No, Garrison. Where can people find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on Twitter at gryfun3, GRYFUN3, Instagram there as well. You can find me on Letterboxd at gryfun, where I have logged a couple more films recently. Maybe finished a little Vengeance trilogy, which was very interesting. The last one was the weirdest one.
Lady Vengeance, yeah, it's weird.
You would think Old Boy would be the weirdest one with the twist, but anyway. Yeah. And you can also find me on the Deucecast Discord.
Yes, the Discord.
That's it.
The decision death. The decision death.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, you can find me. Good day for a movie podcast. It is the month of Michael, I think, on podcast. Really we did the Goonies last week, the Untouchables this week. Next week we're about to review we're recording our Pig review tonight. Goonies, Costner, Cage, and I only picked one of those.
It's been great. I've loved it.
Yeah, so that's that. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd at Roth from Wyoming. I'm kind of plugging some movies out. I watched 3 movies on Saturday, a movie on Saturday, 2 last night. I'm back. I'm back.
He's back, baby.
He's back, baby.
They wrote me off, but I didn't write back.
Armageddon Time.
I don't read.
Boring.
Yeah, Armageddon Time.
Weren't you reading Lord of the Rings?
I've read 15 pages.
That's good for him.
It's going to be a journey for him.
Yeah,
that's quite the
He's
journey.
going on his own journey for the ring.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's going to take just as long.
You're like me. I'm still reading Children of Dune, and it's been like
Dr. Earl is off the grid.
I'm on the internet. I'm on the.
You're on the Deucecast Discord, hanging out every once in a while.
Not Discord.
You pop in there, but it's been a while, Dr. Earl. You need to get on it. Been a minute.
I haven't had time to watch a pretentious movie because I've got all these TV shows to watch.
Would you say the Vengeance trilogy is pretentious, Mikey? Or I kind of feel like Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance was pretentious.
Yeah, I mean, only because some people would automatically say that a foreign film is pretentious, which is definitely not the case.
No, I feel like Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance is a bit pretentious, though.
It is.
It's not a people pleaser. It's not a crowd pleaser.
No, Lady's weird, and
Lady Vengeance is out there.
Old Boy is weird too, but anyways. I can be found on Twitter every once in a while at the Michael Nip. I'm mostly in the Deucecast Discord, though, hanging out, talking about movies, sports, TV, all the standard stuff. I hope everybody exercised their right to vote today. Unless you're dumb. If you're dumb, I don't want you to vote.
If you don't want to vote, you don't have to vote.
Yeah.
If you don't know anything about politics, I don't want you to vote.
Yeah, if you're uninformed.
I just filled in all the circles. It was fun.
Earl made a pattern with the constitutional amendments. Yes, no, yes.
No. He put Republican and Democrat. We don't know what to do with this ballot.
I'll be fully transparent. I voted against a tax being levied on our thing. So
that was a hot
I voted against a tax, and I voted for a tax. I voted for the hotel tax. So we tax more of these stupid Colorado tourists.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm one of those.
Mr. Breckenridge.
No, the people from Colorado that's come up and stay in.
Oh, it's a while.
This is just adding a penny to our tax kind of thing, and I was just like,
I
voted against that for ours because I'm like,
we had a weird one about. I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it.
I'm sure it'll pass.
There was some strange.
There was some strange. There was way more than I was expecting as far as constitutional.
Get this taxation talk out of Star Wars.
Well, actually, I can. You can go to your websites and read that. So I did that last night.
Trade routes.
Trade routes.
Websites.
Yeah, voter websites for your state.
Chat, as always, thanks for hanging out. It was fun seeing Fett in there. Brian. Who else did we see? Coach, of course. Coach living in the best state in this
Craig
nation.
Was around for a little bit at the beginning.
Craig was around just like for moments. And then, that's right. I don't think he's watching Andor.
He's not kept up.
I don't think he is. But thanks for
Craig was there for a minute. Yeah, thanks, Craig.
Yeah, he was there.
There were a lot of sewer amendments. That's right. We had a lot of
Rhett, not in this episode. He was not hanging out.
I have the song.
Although, I miss Rat. I feel like he hasn't been here since the greatest show ever.
It's been a minute.
Very much enjoying Andor.
He is very much.
Maybe because Andor. he can't crap on it. He's just not interested.
Right? Yeah. It's like it's kind of milk toast for him.
By the rule, if I have nothing bad to say, I will say nothing at all.
That's right. That's a good. That's
it's
good
the
practice.
Flip of.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's good practice though. We will be back next week to talk about Andor episode 10, to talk about Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, talk about season 5 premiere of Yellowstone. Ooh, it's going to be a busy one. Everybody stay healthy.
When does Yellowstone come out?
Sunday. So you're gonna
Sunday.
Not only are we recording the Deucecast on Sunday evening, you're gonna have to try and find time to watch Yellowstone.
No,
is that coming out tomorrow? By the way,
long story.
Okay, we'll talk after that.
Yeah, we'll talk after it. But if you happen to come upon this here video talking about Andor, please give us a subscribe. We need it. We need the subscriptions. We've stalled out a little bit. We hit 72 and then it stalled out. So please, share this episode, like the episode, hit the bell so you can get notifications, because you just never know. I mean, we might go live on something other than a Tuesday. You never know. Like if we're so excited about Black Panther, which we're not going to be, but I mean, if we're so super excited about Black Panther, we could go live on Thursday. Who knows?
You three recorded a Deucecast episode live on YouTube before.
Yeah, we did do that one time. That was out of nowhere. That's when David wasn't there for that episode.
Did we?
Did he? Okay, we've got to talk about this. So we are going to jump off here for now, and really appreciate everybody hanging out, and we will see you guys next Tuesday to talk about more shows. Thank you, Garrison. Thank you, Dr. Earl. Thank you, the Decision Desk. Roth. Of course. It was fun. Talk to you guys later.